Hi, my name is Cliff Lisi, and this is my wife, Mavis. And I'd like to share a verse with you today. It's found in Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. I'm going to be reading out of the Amplified Version. And it says, "Am I now trying to win the favor and approval of men or of God? Or am I seeking to please someone? If I were still trying to be popular with men, I would not be a bondservant of Christ."
The bottom line to this is, are we trying to please people and win their approval, or please God? And it could be such a temptation for us to want to do something for our own gain, a pat on the back, or a promotion at work, or even just to avoid being made fun of. The verse also refers to a bondservant of Christ. And I wondered, what is a bondservant when it has to do with Christ, just how to explain it. But I thought a good definition is when Paul in one of his letters said that he is willingly committed to be a permanent servant to the Lord. And that may seem difficult for us sometimes.
So am I trying to win the favor of people or of God? It reminds me of an experience I had. I'm an interpreter. I interpret Spanish and English. And I've had the opportunity to translate a few books even. And I remember years ago, I was asked to translate a book, and I had to sign an agreement, and they paid me money up front. And well, the problem is I only skimmed the book. So I've gotten about 20 something, almost 30 pages of translated material into the work. And I realized this is getting immoral. And so then I started to review it a little more closely and realized I have got myself in a pickle, because I don't want my name to be on the bottom of the front page as a translator. And that night was so hard. I mean, I could barely sleep, and I'm thinking, I've got to contact these people and tell them, I can't do it. I can't. How can I do this? So I did, and I talked to them, and I was even thinking, they could sue me for breach of contract or something. I don't know. But I want to please God. I want to please God. And so I told him I just can't do it. And the reason was what I just shared with you. And I decided, whatever happens, I have to do the right thing. And so sometimes pleasing man and pleasing God collide in life.
That's true. And there's another example right from Scripture with Pontius Pilate. He okayed Jesus' crucifixion, and before he okayed it, his wife had a dream, and she told him, whatever you do, do not accuse this innocent man. But in Mark 15:15, I read, wanting to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to them instead of Jesus. So he did something that he really didn't think was right, but he wanted to please the crowd, and that can be kind of dangerous.
Every one of us faces choices like that. And there are a lot of reasons to follow the crowd, but there's only one reason to do the right thing, and that's to be pleasing to our Father. So I encourage you, if you face something like that this week, remember, it's worth it to be faithful to the Lord. And by the way, I gave them their money back, and I didn't have to get sued. So it had a happy ending, but regardless, we have to be willing to be obedient.